Alright, what's going on? We got a little bit of a different video going on today. I gotta re-rig a bunch of rods and I gotta reorganize my boat because let me tell you what, this is a mess. It's really not that bad. It just not all my rods, but most of my rods are pulled out. I gotta reorganize all my stuff. I went to the store, got some stuff, but so good.
Oh good. Alright.
Bro, Super One, sponsor me.
Oh God.
Alright, one thing I'm gonna say, for sure, anytime you're throwing a drop shot, you don't have to, just makes the bait present a little bit better. You take your tag line after you're done tying your Palomar knot, you take your tag line, and I don't know if you can see it very well, but you run it back through, hold the hook like that, tag end, you run it back through top of the hook, and make sure it doesn't twist up or anything. So it'll be like that. And then when you pull it tight, you don't want to, sometimes I do, you pull the knot almost through the end of the guide eye, or the eye of the hook, and then keeps your bait sitting almost perfectly horizontal no matter what. So, I mean, whenever you pull that line tight, it's going to keep the hook upright. It's going to keep your bait presented well. Just a little tip I learned a while ago, a little drop shot tip. Just because sometimes, especially when you're using lighter baits and a long leader, it'll tend to roll when you're jigging it. So you do that little trick and it'll keep it upright. It works out really well actually. I also like to think it probably doesn't help at all. I also like to think it increases the hookup, but I'm probably just lying to myself. I think this is 3/16 ounce. It's a real light tungsten drop shot weight. Let me tell you what, you don't need tungsten. The only reason I have those is because I got them from a fishing tournament. We got like first out of money. So I went ahead and got me some in one of the bags, little goodie bags they give you. Got me some. But you already know the movement. I go purple finesse worms all the way down to the core. That's unfortunate. Drink down. Drink down. Shock rag to the rescue. For real, that sucks. Okay. Anyway, on my drop shots, I always run small, wide gap EWG hooks when I'm fishing at weedless anyway. You can use a straight shank, but I like to think that these help, not only because I feel like I lose more fish when I use a straight shank, but I feel like the hook point always ends up getting exposed. It never works out for me like as well as this does, at least in my opinion. But still, go bang. Just rig it just like a little Texas rig essentially. But nice thing about screwed up. Nice thing about this certain finesse worm that I'm using is it's got these little ribs on top. Better. Got these little ribs on top and down the sides that are super soft, so it's super easy to bury the point of that hook in there. You know I got this. This is premium drop shot setup for me anyway. This is my Mock Crush combo. Lose down to the salt. Let me tell you what, I am lose from the heart. I've been using lose for like, I don't know, ever since I was 13. One of my first bait casters I ever got was like the cheapest lose combo you could get. but I'm through and through. I've got a couple like I've got a Lowrance reel. I got a couple G Loomis rods, but that's because they're lifetime warranty, and I love Loomis rods. My favorite. They're just not quite at my price point, if you get what I'm saying. But Lew's are just all around great company. I've always had good customer service and everything, and I've broken a few, and they've always been replaced, the nicer ones anyway. So yeah, one down. There's like 5 to go. Maybe 6 or 7 or 8 or 9. There's a few of them. This one will be just fine. I actually think I might throw a bullet weight back on this. This is my flipping and pitching setup. Fishing line. My other drop shot setup. I might keep this on because we're going fishing with all the buddies tomorrow. So I think I'm gonna keep this on just so that I know there's another one around if we get on some smallmouth or something, and they can have a rod to use that's at least half decent. This is even a cheap Lew's setup. I think this one's under $100, but I honestly use this all around for just about anything. Little crankbaits, my drop shot rod. It's a little squishy to be using on a wacky rig setup or like a Ned rig, honestly. But I actually really like it for drop shot. It gives a good bounce. But yeah, this is just the Lew's Laser SG speed spool setup. It's like $100. It might even be cheaper. It might be like $80. I don't know. But it's good and it's cheap. And I've had this thing for like 2 years, and it's still good. It's still pretty fire. So going from like my least expensive to my 100% most expensive combo. This is my jerkbait rod, of course. This is a Lowrance Baits Hundo combo on a G Loomis IMX rod, and this is what? This is short, 6'9", I believe, 6'6", medium fast. I got the setup with 12-pound fluorocarbon and my favorite Rapala jerkbait right here. I can't remember. It's like it's a 110. I know that. Let me look. Yeah, it's the Maverick Extreme 110. One of my favorite jerkbaits out there. Throw some different hooks on there. I'm okay with the hooks that come on it. I just threw this on yesterday, so I haven't had time to put hooks on it. I will just in a minute, but throw some different hooks on here, just at least in my opinion. I don't know why. I feel like they're not as sticky as they could be. Not quite as sharp as I think they could be. So yeah, I go with VMCs. VMC hooks, they're just fine. Or Gamakatsu hooks if I'm feeling like it. But yeah, jerkbait setup. I'm gonna keep on my big old swim bait. We're gonna throw it around tomorrow. This is 6-inch mag draft line through. Always go with a line through setup on almost no matter what big swim baits I'm throwing. I don't throw a lot of glide baits, but you will see me chuck one of these around every once in a while. This is also on the Lew's Mock Crush combo, just the bait casting combo. This is a 7-foot medium heavy fast action rod. I've found for what I like to do, throw big swim baits on this rod. I'll throw bigger swim jigs on this rod. Throw spinnerbait on this rod. Yeah, it's kind of like, I guess, my big fish setup. Not really though. It's like a 17-pound fluoro, I believe. So it's a little bit heavier of a setup, but like I said, it's not that. We don't got average of 7s and 8s and shit over here. It'll happen, but we get it steady. Like a good bass here is like honest. A good one is like 3.5 to 4 pounds. They get bigger for sure. It's just like, that's a good one. And a big one is anything over 6 pounds. I mean, if I'm in a video, right, and you see me catch a 6 pounder, I'm gonna be like, dude, this thing's a giant, because that's what it is up here. So, okay. So, what I just did, I've only tried once ever before, but I didn't do it the right way. But a problem I've been having, especially with just these bigger swim baits, because like I said, there's not as big a fish down here, short strikes. Especially when there's only one big hook on top and I'm not running the stinger treble on bottom. I'm a stinger hook. Alright, so that kind of goes over my main rod setups. I should be out fishing on Friday, do another Friday fishing adventure. So I kind of showed you guys a little bit of my rigging process, a couple of the baits I'm going to throw. I don't plan to pitch too much, but if I end up pitching and flipping a lot, switch up, throw a swim jig on, maybe football jig, we'll figure it out. But I'm also going to tie a chatterbait on, forgot to tell you guys that, and another small swim bait. But yeah, hopefully next time you guys check in, I'll be fishing. Sir, alright, we out.